Belarusian President Lukashenko has issued a chilling and direct warning to Ukraine, asserting that the nation could entirely vanish unless President Volodymyr Zelensky immediately engaged in negotiation. Lukashenko explicitly placed blame on Zelensky for the stalled peace talks, emphasizing his belief that only Slavic states possess the capacity to bring genuine stability to the region. This stark ultimatum comes amidst a backdrop of relentless Russian military advancement, which continue to reshape the battlefield in Ukraine. Furthermore, Lukashenko made specific reference to tactical move orchestrated by the U.S. under President Trump's administration, urging for calm and de-escalation despite the rising tension, with the very future of Ukraine hanging precariously in the balance. Lukashenko's uncompromising stance significantly raised the stakes not only for Kyiv but also for its Western allies. His comments underscores a growing impatience from Moscow and its allies for a resolution on terms favorable to Russia, while simultaneously highlighting Belarus' role as a key Russian partner in shaping the regional narrative and pressuring Ukraine. Tensions in the Middle East are once again escalating, marked by a stark warning delivered by former U.S. President Donald Trump to Tehran. Speaking before Israel parliament, Trump declared unequivocally that Iran won't survive under U.S. sanctions, delivering a powerful message of economic coercion. In his address, Trump offered a dual approach, presenting both a threat and an olive branch. He signaled a readiness to pursue a new deal with Iran, but only if Tehran demonstrates a willingness to come to the negotiating table. His remarks follow a period of failed nuclear talks and several months of intensifying hostilities, which have included documented Israeli strikes on Iranian nuclear sites, further exacerbating regional instability. In response to Trump's assertive statements, Iran's foreign minister firmly insisted that Tehran would never succumb to pressure from either the US or Israel. He definitively rejected any notion of normalization with Israel, dismissing it as wishful thinking, thereby reaffirming Iran's entrenched position and its continued opposition to Israeli influence in the region. This exchange underscored the persistent and profound geopolitical division in the Middle East, with the US and its allies on one side and Iran and its proxy on the other, each maintaining rigid stance that threaten further conflicts. The trade conflict between the United States and China has seen a significant escalation as President Donald Trump announced new stringent measures against Beijing. These actions were taken following China's recent expansion of its export controls on rare earth minerals, a move perceived by Washington as an act of economic aggression. On Friday, President Trump imposed a sweeping 100% tariff on all Chinese export to the United States. Concurrently, he introduced stringent restrictions on critical software export, with both measures slated to commence on November 1st. China immediately condemned these moves as double standards, but notably did not retaliate with new tariff of its own in the immediate aftermath. Financial markets reacted sharply and negatively to these announcements. The S&P 500 index fell by 2.7%. The Shenzhen Stock Exchange saw a decline of 2.5%, and Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index dropped approximately 3.5%, indicating a broad sense of market uncertainty and investor concern. Despite the aggressive nature of his administration's action, Trump later adopted a markedly softer tone on social media, emphasizing the importance of cooperation between the two economic superpowers. However, the planned Trump-Xi meeting at the upcoming APEC summit remains shrouded in uncertainty, leaving global markets and trade relations on edge. China subsequently warned the United States that it would implement corresponding measures if Trump proceeds with imposing extra tariff on Chinese import. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Li Yuan urged Washington to correct its wrong practices, advocating for principle of equality, respect, and mutual benefit in trade relations. This warning followed Trump's stated plan to levy a 100% tariff starting November 1st, an action that further escalates tensions between the world's two largest economies. Beijing criticized the U.S. for fueling trade dispute, categorizing high tariff threats as misguided and counterproductive. China reaffirmed its official stance, stating that while it does not actively seek a trade war, it will not shy away from one, signaling its readiness for potential retaliatory measures if the situation necessitates. South Korea has officially accused Russia of providing significant technical assistance to North Korea's submarine program, signaling a deepening and concerning military partnership between Moscow and Pyongyang. Seoul's defense minister Ang Yu informed parliament that North Korea is receiving various technologies from Russia, although it remains unconfirmed whether North Korea has yet tested a submarine-launched ballistic missile (SLBM). With this alleged assistance, these growing concerns emerge as North Korea publicly unveiled its new Hwasong-20 intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM), which it describes as its most powerful nuclear weapon to date, during a prominent military parade. This parade was notably attended by senior Russian official Dmitry Medvedev, further underscoring the close ties between the two nations. Seoul fears that this strengthening alliance between Russia and North Korea could have profoundly destabilizing effect on both European and Asian security architectures. South Korea has consistently raised alarms over the expanding military cooperation between Russia and North Korea, firmly asserting that Moscow likely provided technical assistance specifically to Pyongyang's ambitious submarine program. This revelation came from South Korea's defense minister during a parliamentary session on October 13, where he reiterated that North Korea received various technologies from Russia. Pyongyang has been actively developing ballistic missile-capable submarines for several years, unveiling its first nuclear-power-guided missile submarine in March, and subsequently launching the Hero Kim Kong-OK ballistic missile submarine in September 2023. Analysts observe that the military cooperation between the two countries has indeed strengthened considerably in recent years, a trend conspicuously highlighted by North Korea's October 10th parade of new hypersonic ballistic missiles, which was attended by both Russian and Chinese officials. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev delivered personal greeting from President Putin to Kim Jong-un during his visit and expressed gratitude for North Korea's support in the Ukraine conflict. Furthermore, credible reports suggest that DPRK troops have been operating in Russia's Kursk region, with estimates indicating that between 20,000 and 30,000 North Korean soldiers have been sent to assist Russian forces, signaling a direct military contribution to the ongoing conflict. If you have made it this far, congratulations. You have unlocked the truth. I want to ask you a quick question though. Considering Lukashenko's ultimatum to Ukraine, Trump's firm stance on Iran, the escalating US-China trade war with new tariff, and the alleged Russia-North Korea military cooperation on submarines, do you see a pattern of each country trying to safeguard its sovereign way of life by making security alliance like North Korea with Russia, upping the nuclear arsenals, military, political, news propaganda, and economies from another country's bullyism? Join the debate. We want to hear your insightful opinion on where this is all heading in our community. Share your thoughts in the comments below, like the video, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.